What's good, everyone that tunes in to the YouTube and everyone that's in my Discord and the people that I've met over time throughout other Discords. I just want to come on here to say that trading is literally possible. It's as possible as you think it is, right? I basically started trading futures March of this year. Yeah, I'd say like March of this year. That's when I purchased my first eval. Like around, no, actually around April. So, yeah, like February, March, I started diving into futures. I have a background of like maybe 3 to 4 months of like meme coin trading. If you guys remember when that was hot, like Solana or whatever. But that's really it, right? And people are like, yo, you made crazy progress, insane improvements in 2 to 3 months, right? And I feel like that's all it takes when that's all you do. So I have the luxury of basically studying at work. I work like 10 and a half, 11-hour shifts. And what do I do there? I'm watching videos, psychology, taking notes, or, I'm forward testing or just looking at the market at work. And then I get home, and what do? I do the same thing. I get home around like 3 a.m. I sleep until like 9 a.m. so I can make it for market open. And then I'm live trading. I'm actually executing and making those mistakes, getting my emotions involved. I feel like a lot of people that aren't successful yet is because they're spending too much time on paper. They're spending too much time watching videos. Like, if you don't take the action, you don't get your emotions involved, then you're not going to grow as quick as you want to. And I think that's my take. That's how I feel like I've been able to succeed so quick. So it's all dependent on your input, right? Everyone says, "Oh, don't focus on the money, don't focus on, you know, the payout, don't focus on passing the evaluation." And it's true. Like, literally, don't focus on that stuff. One sec. You gotta get down. You gotta get down, boy. So, you can't focus on any of that, right? Because it's just gonna deter you from your actual inputs, right? And everyone says, oh, journal, 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 right? And that's imperative. It's imperative that you do that. You journal every single day. You review your journal every single day. You record, if you can, record yourself trading, bro. And look at it like film, right? Like, I used to play basketball. I used to look at film, bro. Like, how do you think teams get better? How do you think players get better? They look at film. So that's why reviewing your journal is very important. If you can, record yourself. You'll find mistakes and things that you could do better if you do those things, right? That's what it's for. It's for data collection and to refine. If you're not doing that, bro, it's just unintentional work. It's not intentional, bro. You need to be intentional with, this is any business model, any entrepreneur path. You need to be intentional, right? So if you're not doing those finite things, what makes you think you're going to get the results that you want? You're not. So do the little things, and they will add up to the big thing. Whatever your ultimate goal is, right? My ultimate goal for this year was to get funded. That was it, bro. And I did that did that on March 12th. Then I bought another evaluation. I think it was after that because I wanted rhythmic data. I wanted to use TradeC. I didn't really like executing on TradingView. Just felt like it just wasn't optimized. I feel like TradingView isn't optimized for execution. But nonetheless, I was able to pass 2 evals in the month of March in the span of 2 weeks, right? I had my emotional mistakes. I could have passed them in 1 week, but there were mistakes. There were things I did in the market that mirrored back to me that I needed to learn, right? My emotions were involved. That goes back to my point. My emotions were involved, and with doing so, I made mistakes that I was able to correct, refine, and improve upon. That's half of the battle, is overcoming yourself, overcoming your emotions, unlearning bad habits, right? You're like essentially rewiring bad code. You gotta think of yourself like a computer, right? You're learning pattern recognition. That's really all it is. Any system works in trading. There's no one system that just works better than the others. It's solely reliant on your pattern recognition, your emotions, and how much you want to improve, right? So I want to show you guys that I'm not capping, right? I literally just had a 10K week, right? So you can see here, this is the month of June, and my goal is to do 10K months. My goal is to have another payout. I got one last week. See, the month, June 3rd. So I'm setting these goals for myself, and I'm surpassing them by miles and miles and miles. And it's to no mistake, because all of my energy is being put into this skill. Literally. If I'm not going to the gym or I'm spending time with my girl, bro, like, this is all that I'm doing. So you need to ask yourself, am I doing enough? Am I doing the work? And just when you think you've done the work, you need to do more, bro. You need to just dig deeper. You need to, whatever you think is good enough, do more. Okay, I did this today. I back tested X amount of time today. I'm done. No, bro. Go watch. Like for me, I'm starting the ICT mentorship. I never watched it, bro. I never watched one ICT video, and I want to get this from the source, right? I've learned from PB. I learned from Riley. I learned from AB, AG, low GPA, like TJR, right? So I learned from all these people, right? And that's, ICT is your mentor's mentor, right? That's why he says that shit. So that's what I'm gonna do personally to do more work, bro. Just do more work. I'm gonna watch the ICT mentorship. I'm gonna take notes. I have literally, look, bro, like, notebook, book, great book, another notebook, Bible. Like, these are things you need to be doing, bro. Because if you don't take this serious, you're gonna be a part of that 95%, 90%, whatever the hell they want to say, bro. And it's so low because people think it's just gonna fall in your lap. This shit doesn't fall in your lap, bro. Nothing in life does. You walk outside the doors of your home, bro. No one cares about you. No one has your best interest. And if you think these jobs have your best interest, then I don't know, maybe you're just too comfortable, or you're just not even thinking, you're just thinking surface level, bro. So I don't want to get too deep into that. But mainly, I just wanted to give like a little bit of insight, a little bit of psychology, raw video, no cuts, on my journey so far. So my goal for this month, right, looking at this is like, okay, if I'm doing this with two accounts, I reinvested with the payout. Obviously, I just went full straight 5 stack, right? Because if I blow it, I blow it. But what if you don't blow it? There's duality in everything, bro, and nothing is neutral, right? So if I'm nothing is neutral in your life. So if you're waking up and doing fuck all, you're gonna get fuck all results. If you're waking up and doing focused work and you're doing intentional work, you're gonna get good results, right? So all that to say is, oh yeah, you could have scaled up only one account at a time. I'm not a bitch, bro, and I have the data to back it. I have the payout. I have proof of concept. I know I can do this shit. So my goal is a 10K plus month, bro, in payouts. So I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna make a video on that as well whenever that happens. But do the work, bro. And if you have any questions for me as far as like how I trade or psychology, which I'm gonna do more just dedicated psychology videos on certain topics. This was just like a general video um, that I wanted to put out for anyone that's gonna listen, right? But yeah, you guys take this shit serious. I feel like people think this is a joke or it's like a fucking video game, bro. Essentially, you gotta have some sort of detachment with the evaluations and the numbers on the screen, right? So if you gotta think of it like a video game, then do so, right? However you can get past that mental barrier of like, oh, I'm scared to risk, I'm scared to... I was the same way, bro. I didn't know how to risk. I didn't know how much to risk. I didn't know if I wanted to go light or heavy on the evaluation. Like, the more you spend on evaluation, the less probable it is. So, if you're in a certain financial situation, then maybe you shouldn't be on an eval if you're not ready. Maybe just paper trade. Do a simulated paper trade evaluation, right? See if you can hit that 3K profit target. If you can do that, once or twice, then just try with an eval. Get your emotions involved as soon as possible. So that's my 2 things. Takeaway is just like, do more work, get your emotions involved. Just be intentional, bro. And if you don't, it's one thing too, if you don't love this craft, then it's gonna be hard for you to see success. And if you don't enjoy, let me not even say enjoy, but if you don't love this process, you don't love learning, you don't love the idea of doing more work, diving deeper, understanding the market more, understanding yourself more, bro, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose to someone like me that's actually doing that shit, right? So there's always someone that's working hard. There's someone that's working harder than me, bro. There's someone that's putting in hours on hours and hours. Oh, trading is less is more in trading. Yeah, when you're live executing. You don't need to be trading on the charts, but you need to be engulfed in this shit, bro. You need to be selfish. You need to say fuck everything else and just worry about yourself if you're doing this, and worry about improvement. Okay? So do the work, be intentional, do it with love, enjoy it, find something you enjoy, do that focused work, set the goals for yourself, and just when you think you've done the work, do more, bro. Do more, do more, do more. Okay? So that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.